let's talk about the YouTube copyright system. Before I begin, I'd first like to say, what is this channel that I'm doing about? Now, for me, it has never been about monetary gain. It's never been about making money. In fact, I have not monetized a single video of mine. If you ever see an advertisement on my video, it's not because I put it there and I'm making money off of it. It's because I've received, not a copyright strike, but someone, a copyright claim, a file claim, and someone else is now making money off of my videos, which I personally don't have a problem with. For me, YouTube, what I'm doing, I'm not intending this to be a career. I'm putting my opinion out there because I care and because I just want other people to see what I have to say, and I want to hear what other people have to say. So it's really my intention behind my channel. I want to be clear. That does not mean that I will never monetize my videos in the future. If this is something that I end up taking further, if this is something that gains any traction, and I'm going to be going to college, that's going to be expensive, that might be a decision that I decide I want to make, that I want to monetize my videos and make some money so I can help pay for college. Or if this becomes a career, which I don't think it will be, but who knows. I currently do not have that option. Now, before I had the option and I just chose not to use it, but now I do not have the option. And the reason why is someone filed a false copyright claim on me, and now I have a strike on my channel. I can no longer make videos over 15 minutes, and I can't monetize my videos. There are so many things wrong with the current system, and there's so many different ways I can prove that this copyright strike is false. But first, I would just like to show you a letter that I was planning on mailing to YouTube. I wasn't going to mail it the traditional way. I was going to send my letter to them through fax because I have thus far been unable to contact an actual human being. I've tried calling Google, I've tried calling YouTube, and you can't even really call YouTube directly, you have to go through Google, and each time I've been directed, oh, we're sorry, why don't you try our offices? And when I actually did try to contact Google through an actual human being, it was messaging. It was just like some weird messaging system, and no one picked up. This has been an incredibly frustrating and aggravating situation, and I don't know what to do because this is really why the system is so flawed. I am a small channel. I'm not trying to take advantage of anything, and the fact that this is happening to someone who's literally just putting their ideas out there and who hasn't done anything dirty, it's so unfair. And it's really hurting my ability to put content out there as a small content creator, which is, I think, something that people generally in the YouTube community, they say they want to support. So yeah, I mean, the system is really not in favor of people like me who are just starting. Dear YouTube, my name is Allison, and I am a content creator on YouTube. While I greatly appreciate all the incredible things that YouTube provides, I'm incredibly frustrated by the current copyright system and my inability to speak to an actual human being. I received a copyright strike on March 16, 2016 for my video, Hussein Abu Bakr's story. Before I explain why my video does not violate YouTube's copyright policy, I would first like to explain why the very system of challenging this is so flawed. In order to submit a counter notification, I have to disclose my full name, my address, and my phone number. I am a young woman talking about controversial subjects in a very public space on the internet. There are many people who would harm me for my beliefs and my Jewish identity. A person with malintention could easily file a false claim in hopes that I will file a counter notification, which would give him or her possession of my personal information. This information could then be used to find me and or harass me. Knowing this, I am forced into a vulnerable position where I have to choose between my security and my account standing on YouTube. Concerns over possible harassment or harm against me as a result of my submission of a counter notification are not baseless. I was recently in a situation with an anonymous figure online. This figure has been harassing me and my friends and has been trying to collect as much personal information on us as possible. I have reasonable suspicion to believe that he may have been the one to file the copyright claim under a false name in an attempt to gather my information. Because I prioritize my physical safety over challenging this false claim, I am forced into a position where I cannot adequately defend myself. As a consumer and a producer on YouTube, I should not be forced into these sorts of ultimatums, and YouTube should not put me in a vulnerable position that favors potential predators over their would-be victims. My YouTube channel is suffering the consequences of this false strike. I am no longer able to make videos longer than 15 minutes, which severely compromises the quality of my content and is preventing me from releasing many of my videos. I and my channel should not be penalized for someone else's attempt to harm me. So that's my letter to them. Now, before anyone starts to think that I'm overly paranoid, I included the whole part about being a young woman and being Jewish, and maybe that's why I might be a target for someone doing something violent against me, or someone, finding a way to harass me or, blackmail me. I didn't include that in the letter. But there are people on YouTube, I'm not one of them, you already know what my background is, who are ex-Muslim. And by doing this, I am pointing out a flaw within the system that could be used to hurt people who really, really would be a major target and who people really do want to kill. There are people who, if they know you're ex-Muslim, will kill you. And that's not just limited to overseas, in some impoverished nation. There are people in first world countries who will kill you because of that. Now, that's not what I am. I am a Jewish woman who is very privileged I know people love that word. I am privileged to live in America, where generally our freedoms are protected, and I am very safe. However, the fact that there's even a potential loophole that can be used, can be exploited to, if someone had the intention to hurt anyone on the basis of anything, that they can then go and use that loophole and exploit it to hurt or harm someone, that is something that has to be closed and has to be addressed. And maybe it hasn't happened yet, but the fact that it can happen in the future, that there is a potential possibility that it can happen, we should close that hole before someone jumps through it. I'm going to explain why this copyright strike, why I don't even think it's made by the person who they're claiming to be, and why even if it was made by the person who's claiming to have made the strike, how they don't even have a case, even if they are who they say they are. This video was taken at my school. The speaker in it says that the person in the video, was the one who made the strike. Now, this is a person that I have met, I have been in contact with. In fact, I even tried to get him on the Rubin report, and there was some back and forth between that. I don't know what happened to it. I don't think there was follow through, but that's beside the point. The point is, I've spoken to this person in person and through email before. Now, I sent him an email right after I got the strike because I was like, what is this? I have yet to get a response. However, he wasn't speaking on behalf of himself in the video. He was speaking through an organization called Stand With Us. I've contacted them about this, their media advisor, and she says that Stand With Us never would have put a strike on my channel. They never would have done this. And in fact, they had no incentive to do so because it would have been free promotion to have one of their speakers on someone else's channels, and it would have been the spreading of the ideas that they want to promote. So there's no reason why they did this. I've been in contact with them. The company did not do this. And if it had been the speaker who had done this, which I do not believe it is, then he would not have ownership of his words because he was speaking through a different collaboration. He wasn't speaking as an individual. Now, that being said, it would have been sufficient. Dayenu, it's Passover. Happy Passover, everybody. It would have been enough if that were the situation. Even going further, let's say that those were his words, he owned them, and he wasn't speaking through Stand With Us. Even with that in place, he was speaking to a group of people. The recording was being done by the school for our media, program, our video program, and they were the ones recording it. So if anyone has a copyright claim over the video that I put out there, and I actually edited it myself, and the edited version was put on the school website, and I actually took directly from, not their website, I took from the editing system that I was the one working on the video, and I took that video and put it on my channel. If the school made a case, then maybe that's a possibility, but it was Hussein Abu Bakr. He's the claimant. This was also coming at a time where I was putting out very controversial ideas, and there was also someone harassing me online. I actually have a recording of him mentioning this to me many weeks later, which is why I haven't thought about it, and I've just sort of let my channel slide a bit. And but the fact that he sort of reminded me, because he brought it up, wanting to know if I had a suspicion. And so I believe it's very possible it could have been him, it could have been someone else. Regardless, I have a very solid case against any sort of copyright claim. Stand with us, they didn't do it. Hussein Abu Bakr, even if he did do it, which I don't believe he did, doesn't have a case because he was speaking on behalf of Stand With Us. And even if he was just speaking for himself, he was speaking to a crowd of people, knowingly being filmed, so he consented. And he never signed a contract claiming ownership over his words in that setting. I'm going to show you how easy it would be to file a false strike against another YouTuber. And if this YouTuber isn't powerful enough, or they are concerned for their safety because they speak about very controversial issues, it would be pretty difficult for them to challenge this without a major headache.
Allison, I give you permission to false flag my video Filipino Crucifixion NFP clip. You have my permission to false flag that video.
Thank you very much, and it will be very temporary. And yeah, I hope we can expose just how flawed the system is. Going to put my personal information out there to someone who I am sure is not the person that they're claiming to be, and who could be a potential predator in any sort of way. Why would I give my address to some stranger online? Why would I do that? That is beyond unfair that YouTube is asking me to do that in order to challenge a claim that I know is false on so many different levels. There's no way that claim is an actual legitimate claim. And so many small YouTubers have had their channels destroyed because of this flawed system. I don't usually ask for promotion. I don't usually ask for people, oh, share, like, haha, comment down below. In this situation, I really hope that this video reaches someone who has a little more influence, and they realize it's not just about keeping people from growing their channel. The false claim, the horrible copyright system that YouTube has. It's not just about hurting people economically with their careers and their business. Real people could get hurt because this system is so flawed. You literally have to give your address to some stranger online if you want to file a counter notification. I don't know who this person is. I don't know where this address is going. There is no security, and I can't get in contact with an actual human being to help me through this, to help explain it to me. So I am left stuck, unable to do anything about this, and that is so unfair because I did nothing wrong. All I want to do is put my ideas out there and have a conversation, and I am being punished for that. And that video had a really good speaker saying things, talking about his life story. Someone out there, some unknown person with some unknown intentions, is just trying to hurt me. And I don't know whether they put the claim out there with a more nefarious goal to get my information, or whether it was just purely they wanted to bother me. But this is a loophole. This is a hole in the system that will be and can be exploited. Please, YouTube, please, you have to change your system and make it more fair for people who have safety concerns and more fair for small content creators. You can't favor potential predators and big businesses that are just trying to exploit smaller channels. You can't create a system that favors them. Thank you.